Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's podcast. This week's podcast, the topic is what is the relationship between mindfulness and meditation? Somebody asked me this question. They sound the same? They seem to have the same things. Are they the same? There are some differences, which is what I want to talk to you about today. And I welcome you to post your comments and feedback after you have listened to this podcast. So let's start with the definition. Everybody loves to have clarity. A definition clarifies something. So, what is mindfulness? By definition, mindfulness is a mental state. It means you're fully awake, fully present, and you're completely aware of what is happening around you. Even when you're aware, you're not overwhelmed by what is happening, or you do not react to what is happening, but you're aware. It's like a mom who knows what the child is doing by the silences and by the noises, but she is not going to react, or she's not going to feel overwhelmed. How do you practice mindfulness? Mindfulness is practiced by integrating it into daily activities. For example, when you're eating, you can be very mindful. You can pay attention to what you're eating, or you can do a prayer and then start eating. You can smell the food, you can feel the texture of your food, you can judge the taste, and you can decide whether you like this if for future reference or not. You can compare it, but not really pass a judgment on anybody or anything. It's just you are checking your own preferences with food. Same way, mindfulness by definition, it because it is so intensely focused on one thing, it just completely reduces the stress. It improves our emotional regulation and it leads to enhanced self awareness. So now you know what mindfulness is. Now you're asking me, okay, then what is meditation, madam? Meditation is nothing but a practice. Meditation involves us training our attention and putting our awareness in mod. Oh, you modulate it. It's like a clay. Your attention becomes something that you can train, that you can give shape to. It's a little weird, right? You put it like that because we are looking at various parts of what is happening within our body. For example, we focus on our breathing, we focus on our thoughts, we focus on a mantra, we focus on any action or reaction. So, all these are the ways in which we train ourselves. So, our attention is actually trainable. Then, meditation you can do by sitting, by walking, by drawing, by writing, anywhere in which you can put your attention. Not awareness, attention. That becomes meditation. So, we offer Satvik method, for example, we will offer later in this year, and we offered last year art based meditation. You create beautiful art as a part of your meditation. That is really awesome. You would love it. And we also create similar things. So, just so you are aware that we have art based meditation also. And there is writing based meditation, which is called Likita Japa. You take a mantra or you take a seed letter. In Sanskrit, we have what is known as seed letters. These are extremely powerful seed letters that will actually open up so much of consciousness in you. That's why they're called a seed. And also in these Sattvic tradition, he mentioned that the entire banyan tree grows from a tiny seed. Tiny seed is all that it needs. It's smaller than the mustard seed, but an entire banyan tree grows from it. So that is the importance of the seed letter. That is why they practice the seed letter. For example, the seed letter of Ganapati, Ganesha is Gam. The seed letter for Lakshmi is Shri, Shreem. So the seed letter for each of our favorite deities we can use to develop it. All that is meditation. So now we are asking, okay, ma'am, we got this meditation, we got the difference between the meditation and mindfulness. But I want a little more example. I want to understand this a little better. Meditation, if you think of meditation as a, let me put it this way. Think of mindfulness as a muscle. And meditation is a process through which you work the muscle. So every day when we do our workout, whether you do yoga, whether you do Pilates, I don't know what else you all do, whatever you do, whenever you do it, your mindfulness, it becomes a muscle. And the process, the meditation is a specific process through which you do this. I hope that clarifies the difference between meditation and mindfulness. How can we implement this? Both of this. Mindfulness is the state where you are aware of what is happening around you. In meditation, you're focused only on one thing. You don't want your attention to wander. Whereas when you do the meditation, when you're looking at the when you're looking at the mindfulness, you will be completely aware of what is happening around you. You may be washing dishes in the kitchen, but you know that television is playing in the house. You know somebody's phone is ringing. You know that birds are calling out there. You know what is happening around you. You do not react. You do not partake in any of those reactions, and you just continue to work. You just focus on the water, the rhythm of washing, the clinking of the dishes. So you just focus on that. So the difference between these two is clear. Women, we should particularly prioritize both mindfulness and meditation. Don't ask which one is better. It's like asking, is it better to have a muscle or is it better to have a body? You need the body to have that muscle. Or if you're just a muscle, then what will you exercise with? What is the purpose of it? Women, we should prioritize. We should somehow find a way to practice both mindfulness and meditation. Why? Because 91% of us, or even 99% of us, are so involved in making things happen for others throughout the day. From the time we wake up, we are planning, oh, I have to finish this for this person, I have to do this for this person, I want to do this and this, oh, I have this deadline. If that is not there, if you're just taking a day off, you're thinking, oh, what should I do? That person asked me to help them with this person asked me to help them with this. I have this church activity, this temple activity, I have to do all these things. So you're constantly thinking about what we need to do. It's a whirlwind in our daily life. And it is completely easy to feel lost in that chaos and constantly we are pulled in million directions. Both mindfulness, which allows you not to react and not to get thrown into another rabbit hole. Both these tools are very important for us. A lot of people think meditation means just simply sitting. No, meditation can also be a part of what you're doing. There is writing meditation, there's even laughing meditation, there are meditations through which you only singing is there, and there is dancing meditation. So there are many kinds of meditation, but it becomes a meditation only when there is focus. When you're building overall awareness, you need to be mindful. So today, let's think a little bit about how we can quieten our mind, how we can quieten ourselves. See, half the time when we are helping other people, we have very good intentions. We really want to help them. We really want to do the best for them. We do it from the bottom of our heart. We want them to feel blessed by what we are offering. Every day we find something or the other that's coming from outside, that is constantly taking our time, our attention, and our mind is constantly bombarded by a lot of these requests. It's like sometimes it feels like our mind is also getting filled with the junk emails like we get in our email inbox. How can we at that time step away from this noise? Because after a point, how many areas can you keep track of? It becomes a noise. So, how can we keep track of this noise? How can we reconnect with ourselves? And how can we cultivate that inner strength and resilience? Only by meditation. Only meditation allows you to do that. And the best part of meditation is you don't even have to spend hours and say, oh, I need to meditate for 4 hours, 5 hours. You can choose to do it, but you can also do it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, whatever your time allows. You can choose to just focus on your breathing. You can just choose to focus on something. Let's think about this. I'll give you some case studies that will help you understand why we should practice both mindfulness and meditation. Why both these are important for us. Let me tell you the story of Sarah. Sarah is, her pseudonym. I've changed her name. She struggled with anxiety for years. All the time she was anxious about everything. When things happened, she got anxious. Oh my God, this is happening. When things didn't happen, she was like, oh, I thought this would happen, but it didn't happen. So the anxiety, worry, constantly she was any action would create that push in her. Then she began to just practice simple meditation, which is watching her breathing. And she first said it was silly, it was stupid, it's not possible. How can that simple thing change her? But then she perceived that there was something happening in her brain, and her anxiety levels were not so high. Something was happening with this simple practice. So what she did was, whenever she began to feel agitated, she would just take a break and then go to another place. She would move physically away from that space, and then she would find a place to sit down and take calm breaths. In doing so, she noticed her anxiety levels began to come down. She knew how to handle an anxiety attack before it came. And She stayed in that present and she cultivated such calmness through meditation. She was able to regain her control of emotions and live a more fulfilling life. Sarah really changed with that one meditation because it helped her focus on something rather than so many things that was happening around her. I'll give you another example. Let's call her Emily. She had experienced trauma in the past. Usually it was a bad relationship. uh, and she really felt disconnected from her body, and she felt overwhelmed by these negative thoughts and memories. uh, Instead of being on much more become highly medicated, she started seeking holistic approach for healing. She did some yoga, and then she reconnected with herself to find inner peace. I have not worked with Emily, but I have taken classes with Emily, so I'm able to recant this. She did a combination of yoga, breath work, and meditation. Gradually, she was able to release all the tension that she had stored in her body, and she learned one most important thing, which is to be kind and compassionate to herself. She became kind and compassionate to herself, and she was able to process her trauma, and she was completely able to reclaim her sense of agency and self-worth. Gradually, she began to feel that she was a contributing member of the society. She began to join, volunteer, and help more women who had gone through trauma, especially domestic abuse. She's a strong worker in that area. I always think of Emily's journey and think of how many women we can help. So many women we can help. So if you have gone through trauma, please reach out to somebody who can help you with movement, breath work, or meditation. Any or all three of them will help you. The consciousness based traditions are so powerful, they will absolutely help you in any place you start with. Let me give you one more example. I had a friend, friend's friend, let's call her Jessie. She struggled with eating disorders. She had an intense negative body image. She used to feel that she was very fat, and she was like this. She was like a stick. She was underweight. All her bones were showing, and she used to feel that she was too fat. And she had spent years on extremely restrictive diets. And so when she used to go on vacations, she used to binge eat. And so she was struggling between the two. Then one day, she was in one of her diet episodes when she fainted. Her blood sugar was very low. She just fainted. And then they said she has to take therapy. She went to therapy, and the therapist recommended her to try something in the mindfulness based tradition. So she enrolled in this mindfulness based tradition, and I met her through one of my friends because she had just dropped out of that enrolled course and she was struggling again. So we developed healthy relationships. We worked on how she can establish healthy relationship with food, with her body, and experience great satisfaction and contentment with her meals. She even changed her diet completely. She became a vegetarian. That is Jessie's story with mindfulness with respect to eating. Let me tell you about this Lena. Lena had chronic pain. It was a medical condition and it completely limited her ability even to do her daily activities. She was extremely frustrated by this constant side effects of medication, discomfort. If I take this medicine, this will happen. This medicine does not agree with this. Constantly, she was just frustrated. So, what she did, she enrolled herself in one of the mindfulness based stress reduction programs. She learned to cultivate awareness and sensation and resistance. And what all resistance she was facing, she learned to understand the physical impacts of each one of those. And through mindfulness and yoga, she reduced the impact of pain in her life. Last I heard from her, she said she was doing very well. Her medications had reduced considerably. Mindfulness, consciousness based practice has this power. Practice meditation, practice healing meditation. It will absolutely help you. Let me give you the example of Nadia. She was intensely competitive, but she had extremely low self esteem and she was extremely harsh with herself because she was brought up in a way that she only knew how to compete. She only knew how to be having a good inner image if she succeeded, and if she succeeded on certain terms. She didn't know what her term was for success. She had all these issues. Still, when she began to practice mindful breathing and she practiced the technique, sincerely she practiced the technique of forgiving herself. She began to notice her mindset completely shifted. She began to become more accepting and forgiving of herself. And with this practice of loving kindness, she began to embrace and find that imperfections were not imperfections. It was just the way she did things. Like you ask a kid, why did you do it this way? The kid will say, oh, that's how I do it. But as adults, we lose that. So she was able to go back into that space and she was able to go back and do it. So I urge all of you who is listening to this podcast to take up consistent practice for meditation. If you are not able to be in that mindful space throughout the day, you can take up meditation. Meditation will reduce stress and anxiety. It will improve focus and concentration. It will enhance your self-confidence and self-awareness. And you will experience greater emotional resilience. And you will feel a deep sense of inner peace and well-being coming from somewhere within you. Most important for you to remember is that you're not alone on this journey. Millions of people around the world have found solace through meditation. through mindfulness practice. Not just millions of women, for hundreds and thousands of years. This tradition is an unbroken tradition and it is lasting for thousands of years. Because of that, we can confidently say, this will give you the results you want. What you're looking for, you will get it. So remember, you're not alone on this journey. And take a deep breath. Let's all now take a deep breath. My dear sisters, let's take a deep breath and commit ourselves to giving this gift to ourselves. The gift of peace, the gift of clarity, the gift of power that lies within us. Let us explore it. Let us meditate together and create a ripple effect so that it will empower hundreds of women to be ready to take mindful practices, to adopt mindfulness, and to become more and more conscious by focusing on meditation. Please join our it's a free New Year event. So the Vedic New Year starts in April. The Vedic Lunar New Year starts in March, but the Vedic New Year starts in April. It's on April 13th. So a weekend before that, I welcome you all to join for free. Please join our meditation circle and our program. And this is the Conscious Women Empowerment Program. This will teach you how to manifest your reality in the upcoming new year. It's a 3-day workshop, 2 hours each day. We will tackle one aspect or the other of it. The link, I've posted the link in the description. Please go and check it out and please join us. We would love to have hundreds of women join this so their life can be transformed with this understanding of how consciousness-based science and how mindfulness can help you and liberate you. What will it liberate you from? It will liberate you from thinking. It will liberate you from the pressures, the stress, the maybe misunderstanding that I have to do all these things by myself. When you look at it closely, it may not even be your job. Mindfulness and meditation are critical for women, more so today, because women have more responsibilities now than they had in the past. Such a thoughtful and beautiful podcast topic. Thank you for asking. If you have any request for any topic, please post it in the comments below. We read every comment and we try to respond to every comment in a timely manner. Once again, I want to thank you all and I welcome you to join our April 3-day challenge so you can learn about Sattvic method and how to manifest your reality. I look forward to seeing you there. And please share this podcast with anyone who might need to hear this message today, that we are all there together. We can empower each other. Together, we will be a power that is unstoppable. I thank you all for your time, encouragement, your affection. I just love it. I will see you next week. Thank you once again. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful week. See you. Bye bye.